Const and read-only fields are used to declare variables that cannot be changed once they have a value. But there are key differences between them. Knowing these differences will help us choose the right one, based on our needs and how we wanna design our code. Therefore, it's important to use them wisely to create robust and maintainable C# code. Hello guys, welcome back. When it comes to const fields, they need to be given a constant value when they are declared. Once assigned, the value cannot be changed. On the other hand, read-only fields offer more flexibility because we can assign a value to them either during declaration or within the constructor of the class they belong to. For example, here we have the constant field pi. We can only assign a value to it during the declaration. As you can see, even inside the constructor, we can change the value of pi. Now, let's make the field for the radius as read-only. After that, we can assign a value to this field either during declaration or set it in the constructor. Okay, to make it more dynamic, let's set the radius using a parameter. This way, we can set the radius value from outside the class. Now, in the program class, let's create an instance of the circle class. As you can see in the constructor, we can set the radius value, which provides us with more flexibility in setting a read-only field. Another important difference is related to the scope of these fields. Const fields are implicitly static, which means they are associated with the type itself rather than with individual instances of the type. For instance, let's make the pi number public, so that we can access it from outside the class. Now, let's print the value of pi. As you can see, we cannot access this value using an instance of the class. Instead, we need to use the class type name itself. Okay, this is why we say const fields are implicitly static. By the way guys, we'll cover static concepts in the upcoming sections. In contrast, read-only fields can be either static or instance level. For example, consider this class. This class has two fields. Width is read-only, which can be accessed at the instance level. On the other hand, height is a static read-only, meaning it can only be accessed using the name of the class itself. Next, let's talk about the types of values that these fields can store. Const fields can only hold values of primitive types or strings. This means we can assign numbers, characters, boolean values, or strings to const fields. On the other hand, read-only fields can hold any type of value, including complex objects. This flexibility allows us to store a wider range of data. Alright, there is another important difference in how these fields are evaluated during runtime. Const fields are evaluated at compile time, and their values are directly included in the compiled code. This leads to faster access at runtime, because there is no need for a lookup process. On the other hand, read-only fields are evaluated at runtime, which means a memory lookup is required to retrieve their values. Lastly, let's talk about the performance impact of these fields. Because cons fields are evaluated during compilation, they offer better performance when it comes to accessing their values. The values of cons fields are directly replaced during compilation, so there is no need for any runtime evaluation. On the other hand, read-only fields require a memory lookup at runtime to retrieve their values. Although this lookup adds a slight overhead, it's important to note that the performance difference between cons and read-only fields is usually insignificant, unless you have a large number of fields or you're accessing them in performance-critical situations. Okay, done. See you soon with another lecture.